Ben, Sam, and Ken are on separate journeys to defeat the menacing Vile Dragon. But let's just say luck isn't on their side. If only there was a way for them to find each other and band together. Well, that's why there's Band. It's a mobile app that allows people to come together using common interests. With Band, you can find fellow gamers, chat, schedule gaming sessions, and conduct polls. Stage epic battles with friends while sharing videos and photos along the way. So try Band today. Band. Be together.
All right, everyone. We are back in the best of 3 between University of Kentucky versus Minnesota Duluth. My name is Joshua Quest. I am here with Blaster Boy. It was a pretty decisive game, number 1 for University of Kentucky. What do you think? What do you think Duluth needs to do this time around?
Oh man, quite a lot happened that game that just all went in the favor of University of Kentucky. I think that some of the reasons that Kentucky was able to pull something like that off was due to how many tools that they had to initiate. They had a lot of freedom with their composition to get in multiple ways, and I just don't think there was many ways that Duluth could really deal with that. I think that the biggest way that they could have dealt with that to some extent would be to look for big flanks, look for things with the Poppy where she is really being effective, try to get picks with the Ari and the Jin, and there were a lot of different things as a unit that Duluth could have done a bit better, but overall I feel like they were pretty resilient in that first match.
I mean, resilience. I mean, it only lasted so long.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, resilience, and they did not give up. And you have to think. And when you're a professional team, or I won't say professional because they're not professional. They're collegiate teams. No matter what, whenever you're a team of 5 that play for something, for a purpose, you have to think when a game comes like that, and you're in a best of 3. You want to stall out the game as much as possible and just discuss what you need to do next game. Keep your morale up. That's what can make or break a team. As a lot of the teams in the collegiate series, they make a lot of the same moves, same mistakes, same good plays. But the big thing is the mentality that gets dampened or heightened during exciting or during down times or exciting times.
Right.
And that's usually it's usually what can make or break a team, like I said. But I talked about last time that in the pick and ban phase, Duluth, they first locked Jin, and I felt like that could have been used for a lot of other champions. Corky's taken off the table this time around. But with that being said, University of Kentucky, they prioritized the Jin this time.
Yeah.
So there you go. That's why I'm not an analyst, rather.
I mean, Bear's taken off the table. Ash also taken off the table by University of Kentucky. They are opting to go for a bit of follow-up initiation rather than just straight-up initiation this time. They could have very easily first picked that Ash if they really wanted it, but Jin is much higher tier, much more valuable. And I think he's probably around second or very close to even with the Varus. But with the Varus off the table, it's basically no brainer. I'll be interested to see what this ADC ends up being, ends up being locked in here for Snowcane, though. As with all 3 of the top tier ADCs really off of the table, he's going to have to dip back a little bit further than usual. And I mean, he does, looking at his most played champions this season, he does play a lot of he does play quite a bit of Ezreal, quite a bit of Caitlyn. He has a 100% win rate over 8 games on Twitch in solo queue. Plays some Lucian as well. He has a lot of other options. Misfortune is still up there as well, with the lethality build being incredibly powerful at the moment. So there are other options. He's just going to have to dip out of that top tier. Big lock-ins are coming through, though, as Rengar and Nautilus are locked in once more. With the brand going over to Death Rouge. That is a champion that he plays, if I am not mistaken. Yeah, 10 games, 70% win rate in solo queue right now with that brand. So pretty effective history in recent weeks on that brand is Death Rouge. Excited to see how this performs. We've casted one before in the past few weeks, Becky.
I am so excited. And as you know, yours truly also plays Brand second to his Fiddlesticks.
Yep.
And Brand, one of my favorite mid laners. I might actually go a little bit of an analyst on Brand during the game. His level 3 is so powerful once you get the if you level up his QWER instead of putting 1 or 2 into his W or his E, which some people do depending on the matchup, which we're gonna see here. Orianna and mobile champion, I expect a Brand Death Rouge to level up his QWER by level 3 and get that powerful level 3 burst that he has the potential for. Whenever you stack up 3 of his abilities, you get that % health explosion. Very powerful. We'll get to that later, though. Caitlyn locked in for Snowcane. So you're talking about with a champions that he falls back on. Snowcane going on to a Caitlyn comfort pick. Kripal this time on the Nami instead of the Karma, and actually Cold Eye on the Karma this time around. So a little bit of switching going on in those in the bot lanes here. But Pick and Liger still on the Nautilus and Rengar respectively. Exlo going back to the Poppy, but this time Xyx actually opting for the Elise this time around. Not happy with the engagements that he had last time with the Hecarim. Gonna go with the engagement, not the engagement, gonna go with the Elise. Be a little bit more slippery and also a little bit more pick potential coming out from the team of Duluth, Minnesota.
Yeah, and this game will be very interesting. This is kind of a stress test comp, I feel. Stress test comp from University of Kentucky overall. They're looking for a very big ball delivery service here with this Rengar, with this Nautilus, to get this Orianna ball in, have that shockwave be huge, and then from there, they just kind of mop it up with that Rengar and Jhin. And if that doesn't work out for them, then there is a similar combo on the opposite side that they can very easily fall into. And Caitlyn is going to be significantly safer with her DPS, particularly onto some of these tanks throughout the whole duration of the fight. So this is going to put quite a lot of pressure onto University of Kentucky overall, and they're going to have to, well, I feel like they're testing their limits a bit here, and it could blow up in their face, but it seems like that's a risk they're willing to take.
Yeah, and as we talk about that, we are getting into the spectator delay. So going to give a quick shout out to our sponsors. Of course, you heard them last time. You're going to hear them again because they're awesome. Band Gaming, a social app in the primary social app for the CSL. They have so many features: boards, calendar functions, polls, chat, got call functionality now. I mean, it's a premier social experience for you and fellow gamers alike. And of course, we love it here at CSL. We hope that you love it. You can join the CSL community at band.us/@CStarLeague. And of course, twitch.tv. You're here watching the ULoL Campus Series on twitch.tv. If you're not, I question your morals, because this is the only place we're streaming to, because Twitch has been with us from the beginning, and we want to be there from the beginning to the end as well. So thank you, Twitch, for hosting us, helping us, doing everything that you can, being a community for gamers alike as well. Azus, of course, with us again for the CSL 2016-2017 season. They're actually the ones that introduced me to the VR, so I'm heavily indebted to Asus. I actually also have 2 of their graphics cards in my computer, which is why my computer is a beast. So check them out. They have laptops, routers, again, graphic cards, GPUs, some of you guys call them, motherboards, and more. Don't enter your next battle unless you're equipped with Asus. We're almost done with the spectator delay. My name is Joshua Fekes Quest. I'm here with Blaster Boy. Don't go anywhere. This is game number 2 and a best of 3 between University of Kentucky and University of Minnesota Duluth. Stick around. We'll be back in just a moment.
I go to sleep, open my eyes, I'm looking down. Whenever you're calling, baby, you know I turn around. I see your face, but not one sound. Whatever is calling, baby, you know I turn around.
All right, we are back on the Rift as it loads up again. My name is Joshua Quest, and again, I am here with Blaster Boy, bringing you the round of 32 in the North Division, Minnesota Duluth versus University of Kentucky. And the winner of this match may go on to face Maryville if that winner is University of Kentucky. This is the game number 2, like I said. And University of Kentucky, they sort of ran away with game number 1. Of course, University of Minnesota Duluth, they want to take it to a game number 3. But regardless, the winner of this best of 3 series will go face Maryville in the next round. A tall order for them, but one that they are wanting to prove rather, that they can take on here. As both teams, I was going to say scattering out, but it looks like Duluth actually may be going for a pick here, as 4 of them group up in the bot side. We'll see what happens here. Of course, line of scrimmage being... Yeah, go on.
Doesn't quite look like they're 4 stacking, unfortunately, so don't think they're going to be looking for much of a kill. Just a bit of harass in the end, but not even going to get that. They will fall back to their proper positions here in the end.
Right. And he says, unfortunately, because we are sadists and we like to see blood on the Rift. It's just our thing.
Oh yeah, action is always great.
That's why we don't have webcams on our stream. It's just so exciting. Don Pablo, he's scouting out the Xlo here. Death Rouge. I'm so excited to watch Death Rouge here. Xlo. You need to be careful. There's really no CC on the side here. John Pablo doesn't have CC until he hits level 6. So not too much to worry about. Xlo has to take the long way to the top lane, but it doesn't really matter. Mini's just now spawned, so he's going to get up there in plenty of time. Zyx used that explosive flower there. I mean, it's questionable because that actually does get you through the route a little bit faster. But he's going to use that just for comical relief here.
I've actually been seeing that come up more and more recently with people burning that blast cone as their buff spawns. I'm seeing it personally as a decision to prevent a jungler from hopping over the wall and taking the fight immediately, because there are some junglers in the meta right now, namely Kha'Zix, Rengar, and even the Elise to some extent, that could very well want to do that. And somebody like the Ivern as well, looking for an invade, would, well, slide into the jungle and blast cone over the wall to get onto the buff, just to make it a little bit safer, take a bit of an odd route. And I feel like they're really just trying to prevent that in a lot of situations.
And again, another reason why I am not A, an analyst, or B, a jungler. If I do jungle, it is Fiddlesticks. So tra-la-la-la-la on that one. I don't need blast cones. I'll just do whatever I do as Fiddlesticks, which, usually is not dying, but, against these players, ideally. I probably would. Yeah, ideally. I've had some rotten luck lately, actually. I just don't think it's the meta for him. We'll get to that another time when my memoir comes out. But it looks like, okay, so I want to point out, Death Rouge just landed 3 Pillar of Flames in the mid lane. So he's actually doing really well against John Pablo in the early going, as far as damage output is concerned. It's negligible. Zyx already going into the mid lane, but in the bot lane, some CC coming out. Rexum, he may go down. It's almost going to go down. Actually forces the heal out of him. The exhaust taken used by Kripal as well. So 2 summoners down. I think Rexum, though, got the short end of that stick.
Yeah, we even see him starting boots, fortunately, due to that boot start, which is very odd, by the way. That's not typical for a lethality build. That's not typical for anyone, really, unlike that longsword start we discussed last time. But he has a move speed that he could pretty easily, well, significantly more easily, I should say, dodge out of some of those skill shots and try to avoid some of those hits that he ended up taking. He does have more sustain, though. It's flash forced in the mid lane by John Pablo, and he's actually burned his cleanse already as well. So that's really a clean repeat.
Oh, Judge line on the top lane landed. This time Liger picks up the first blood. Very nice gank coming out from University of Kentucky. They pick up the first blood once again, but this time it goes to Liger. And Zyx, he was trying so hard in that mid lane to get some sort of kill on a John Pablo. Got the flash, got the cleanse. But he stays alive, and he's going to stay a little bit safer here, you would think, as he cannot afford another gank because he has no more summoners, Blaster. But damage down in the top lane. Very nice gank by University of Kentucky.
Yeah, and see him get stunned up here.
Was that necessary?
Whoa!
I don't know about that one. It was a little bit aggressive there. That's
Yeah, even if he had hit that, I mean, with the Elise, diving turrets is certainly possible. At level 3, it's still incredibly dangerous, though, and with somebody that's going to have slow follow-up like the Brand, that has just burned his combo as well, to boot. That is so aggressive from Zyx. I'm almost happy for the sake of Duluth that didn't work out for him, because that could have gone ugly really quickly if they had tried to follow up on it.
Yeah, don't really know about that one, but Zyx, he no matter what happens here, he does not have a flash for the next few minutes, so has to be a little bit more careful with that. I think their desperation may be setting an end for Duluth. They are trying so hard to get the kills, and especially once they saw the first blood go into the top lane, especially on Liger, it looks like they may be, like I said, maybe a little bit desperate. Zyx, he is trying so hard to get a kill early on. He's not been able to do it. He waited till level 6 to start ganking last time. Of course, he was a Hecarim that time around. This time, you can gank a level 3 as an Elise, because you don't have an ultimate to really have to worry about. You just need the cocoon. So he is, like I said, a little bit of desperation, seems like. They want to make it to the game number 3, but you have to think clearly. You have to think calculated. You can't make risky plays like that, because if they don't pay off, then you're just really far down.
Yeah, and I want to touch on the hole that Zyx has kind of put himself in by trying to brute force that gank for ultimately quite a while. He ended up having kind of an awkward back timing, didn't get a lot of items. He's 2 levels behind. He's level 4 to level 6. There's brute force mid.
Oh my god, Death Rouge, is he gonna go down? He does. Liger picking up another kill. He is snowballing himself into a dream world for a Rengar. Zyx, he's on the bot side. He's gonna try to make something happen. He's in a, hold on, pick, there it is. Cold Eye, he does get locked down here. Are they gonna have enough damage? Yeah, Zyx, they do get a kill. Zyx picked up that kill in the bot lane, so finally a gank is successful here. Flash and Exhaust was up for Cold Eye, decided not to use it on that one, or maybe had no time to use it. Now Liger in the bot lane. Throws down the Bola, but it's not going to lock anyone down. The Exhaust goes down as well from Kripal, and now John Pablo picking up that kill. So support traded for support in the end. Very nice trade. Very nice follow-up from the University of Kentucky Wildcats.
Yeah, what a great roam. They get that kill on the Brand, and they realize that the Orianna is completely free, and these are those smart plays coming through again, just like we saw from them last game. Making very intelligent and very proactive decisions. Constantly in the early game took them to a very comfortable lead. Just last time, a few minutes ago.
Ooh,
John Pablo, though.
Oh, perfect position for that Pyroclasm with the Rift Scudder there.
Man.
That is a great way to use that. And in the back lines, though, there was a curtain call coming out, taking out Zyx. And now depth charge going in under the turret onto Xylo. Death Rouge trying to chase down a wounded cat in the jungle. Don't think he's going to get him, though. Thrill the Hunt is still up, but such a nice play from Death Rouge on the Pyroclasm using... Hold on. A little bit of damage going to the top lane here. Xylo may be meeting his end here. If he can get another auto attack, he's going to flash. That is not why are people doing that? Stop!
Interesting flash there from Pick.
Yeah, he has 2 Dorans. I mean, maybe thought he could do it.
Yeah, but that was a half commitment flash, half I don't actually want to go in here flash.
Yeah, he didn't actually hit him
between the two and he chose the middle road, and it just didn't end up working out for him.
It looked flashy, if anything, but yeah, it didn't actually hit him with the seismic charge. So that was an interesting choice. So flashes on both sides being burned at odd times during this game. But be it as it may, it's still 4-2 in favor of University of Kentucky. Kripal hanging out in that bot brush, but not even spotted out. Still gets chunked out by Cold Eye. Looks like both junglers may be looking for a gank into the mid lane. There's Shockwave onto Death Rouge. Thrill the Hunt coming out. He was trying to stun him with the Seer or the Conflagration and Seer, but died a little bit too fast. Liger picking up that kill. 3-0-2 now on the Rengar jungle. That is looking very scary.
I think this is his score, maybe give or take an assist or two. at about 20-30 minutes into the last game, at 10 minutes this game. So he is on fire this time, really proactive with these gangs. Snowcane.
Oh, curtain call. He's coming. Oh, he got him! First shot! Never mind.
Oh.
Very nice. I think that was blind. Oh, that must have been blind, but now he's going to go in for another kill. Cold Eye actually picking up that kill. Very nicely played. And the teleport coming out from Xylo canceled or interrupted. Don't know which, but regardless, teleport down for University of Minnesota Duluth. And everything is going in the way of University of Kentucky outside of maybe one or two deaths, obviously. But it's almost not mattering at this point. University of Kentucky, they are running away with this one.
Yeah, they're looking like they're playing even better than last time, and Duluth is kind of tearing at the seams. We talked a little bit about mental fortitude in Champ Select, and it just doesn't seem to be there for Duluth in the end. It looked like they still had a handle on more or less what they were supposed to do, and they just couldn't find any openings at the end of the last game, but I don't know if it fell apart during the break or if it had fallen apart and it was just a facade the whole time. Either way, no matter how you slice it, this is looking really grim for Duluth. 4,000 gold lead at 10 minutes is not something you just walk off. And Deathwish is not going to be able to walk off that amount of damage either.
He's going to try. He's not going to back off completely and just go back to the base. And I suppose it's better to try to walk it off than just die outright. John Pablo holding on to his shockwave. You have to wonder if that may have been enough damage to actually take him out. But Thrill the Hunt coming out in the bot lane. Snowcane in the perfect position here to be jumped on. But now Liger, yeah, Zyx is there. Rooted him down completely. And very nice pickup by Snowcane in the bot lane. University of Minnesota Duluth all around. Get the shutdown onto Liger. Maybe stop that steamroll just a little bit. As University of Kentucky, they have to reorganize in the bot lane a little bit here. It looks like Death Rouge may be going to the bot lane or just trying to cut off John Pablo from roaming to the bot lane. It looks like both mid laners are just going to go back to their mid lane, and business as usual. Zyx, he's actually sticking around the bot side turret. He may be wanting to gank again in this bot lane. Let's see what he does. He's so focused on that bot lane.
Yeah, seems to be waiting for a bit of an opening, and I've got to commend the brush control from University of Duluth. Rather, Xylo.
This is underneath the turret. Xylo, you cannot. He's not going to go down just yet. But hold on, who's going to pick up the dragon here? Curtain call does come out, and it's almost actually is picked up by Wrexham, but the dragon overall does finally go over to University of Minnesota Duluth. Zyx falling in the process. There's a flash and a root coming out. Yeah, there's the correct ball. He is going to go down. John Pablo picking up that kill. That was a nice bubble onto Liger and Cold Eye, but not enough. That's John Pablo coming in from the backside, securing that kill. So 2 kills for a dragon. Going the 2 kills going over to the Wildcats, and of course the dragon going over to Duluth. Let's see which one is more powerful. That is the Infernal Drake. Its least valuable time is this early time.
Yeah.
When you start stacking up those items, it essentially gives you an extra item.
Yeah, it's very close to it, if nothing else. And I mean, it's a good takeaway from this gym, as well as he gets the most AD of any character in the game. In a lot of situations, rather, not just in some situations. So keeping that Infernal off of him, preventing him from getting a free BF sword or something just a little while into this game, assuming it does get to the point where he has enough AD to warrant something like that happening. Very valuable. We'll just boost Duluth forward a little bit, and that's really what they need at this point. 5,000 gold in the hole at only 13 minutes into this game. It's moving so quickly. It feels like the first turret already gone for Kentucky.
Yeah, so they did pick up that first turret gold, which is what they picked up last time. This is actually the first objective that University of Minnesota Duluth has actually picked up this entire game. I think I said actually twice there. Disregard that first one because the second actually was far more valuable, I'm just sure of it. But the Inferno Drake is the first objective they've actually picked up this entire series. So they are working on some of their issues. Zyx doing a very good job ganking the bot lane this time around. And Kripel, very nice job by Kripel. Let's put some focus on him. Liger trying to focus on the bot lane as well, but Kripel right there able to exhaust immediately and mitigate so much of the damage from Liger, who's 3-0-2 at the time that happened.
Yeah.
Could easily deleted out Snowcane, but it's very nicely played. Of course, Zyax has that pick potential, just like he did right there. Hold on, he's going to bring him back in, actually, with the Shockwave into Dissonance. John Pablo picking up that kill, Cold Eye picking him up at the other support, and now Death Roost throwing down his Pyroclasm, doesn't pick up a kill, but meanwhile, in the top lane, Snowcane going down. Are they going to pick up Death Roost? No, he's actually going to fight back quite a bit here. But regardless, 3 members down on the side of University of Minnesota Duluth, no members down on the side of University of Kentucky. And now the top lane turret is going to go down, possibly the mid lane too, and that'll be 3 turrets for the UK Wildcats if both of them go down. And yeah, both of them are going to go down. Here we go.
Yeah.
3 turrets for the UK Wildcats.
Again, another very proactive split from University of Kentucky. They consistently make these types of plays where they're the ones calling the shots, and they are reaping the benefits of it. We've seen a hint of that from Duluth this time, where they went and took that dragon by their own volition earlier, and that did work out for them for all intents and purposes, but they need to be able to keep that going. And with this type of gold deficit of now 9,000 gold nearly at only 16 minutes into this game, it might be nearing an impossibility for them, because this is not a lead that you see every day.
No, it's not. University of Kentucky, they had such a good game last game in the game number 1, but they are showing that they can have an even better game in game number 2. Despite them losing the dragon, the first dragon, they are not letting that slow them down. Exlo is going to be backed up by a Cold Eye. There is a teleport coming in. Pick is actually going to get himself a pick here.
Oh,
he's going to lock in. Yeah, very nicely played by Xylo. But hold on, in the mid lane, Snowcane, he is going to actually stay alive after the Shockwave, after the Dissonance. And now Xylo, he's still going to be back down here. Is Pick going to actually turret dive this one? The flash forced out of Xylo. And with the, actually there is a Sunfire Cape on the side of Pick, so he's just trying to stay alive. And next to Xylo, he's still not able to get him. He took so many turret shots. Here comes the curtain call. It may pick up the kill here. There's 1, there's 2. Wrexham picking up that kill.
Oh man,
such a nice play. If not a little bit overextended by Pick, but damage done where it mattered. Wrexham coming up to clean up that kill. Very, very nice positioning by Wrexham. Needed to be where he needed to be at the exact moment he needed to be at. Picking up the kill with a curtain call. Xylo. That was such a valiant effort by him. And now Liger, he's walking through a ward, and now he's walking to hell. Snowcane picking up that kill, courtesy of University of Minnesota Duluth. Gotta get a sweeper, man.
Yeah, man, even if there weren't 2 or 3 people there, that was really risky going in with little to no information. They had the wave at the turret, but that was as far as they really had vision. They didn't, even if he had been spotted out, but they knew that people were there, he would not have gone for that. That was incredibly dangerous to just walk around behind the turret for no reason, really. A little bit too much of a risk there from University of Kentucky, and they are showing some signs of weakness, but this is nothing out of the ordinary, really, as they didn't have a completely flawless game in the last in game 1 either. Still looking very strong, though, even stronger than in the first one, in spite of some of these mistakes. But mistakes happen regardless. Rengar, though, he wants to pick up a kill for himself here. Maybe it's just that dragon instead, as that is respawning now. He's not going to have a good time getting in on that Poppy.
No. Despite Exlo, actually, I mean, Exlo only has magic resist, which is pretty surprising considering you're up against a 404 Jhin and a, well, at one time, a 413 Liger.
Yeah.
There's no armor on the side of that Poppy. So, yeah, if Liger wanted to jump onto him, he probably could dish out a huge amount of damage. That would be interesting to see. I'd like to see that, but we'll see that later. Maybe, possibly whenever Exlo actually has armor. The next dragon does go over to University of Kentucky. Just the Cloud Drake, not a big deal until you stack those up. Rift Herald actually being picked up right now. Looks like Deathloop's going to try to look over on that one, but there's an engage coming out on the bot side. Kripal almost goes down, stays alive just barely. Exum does have his curtain call, so he's just doing enough damage. My god, the fourth shot. Fourth shot just destroyed Zyax. And with Exlo here, you have to cancel the curtain call. And now Exlo, he is in the back lines, but again, he has no armor, so if they can protect Wrexham here, he can actually dish out a lot of damage, just like that fourth shot is doing right now.
Man.
He is going to go down. Cold Eye picking up that kill on the end here, and there's this a flash on the Snowcane, picking up that one. And they just cannot kill the side of UK Wildcats. There's so much damage coming out from the Wildcats. They have to prioritize multiple targets. It's just hard to do right now, especially with the shields from Cold Eye. He's doing a great job protecting Wrexham.
Oh, Shockwave!
Shockwave missing though. There's actually, it does hit him. Never mind. Hold on. Death Rouge. He's almost
Whoa.
down. They almost had to pick him up. There you go. Final shot. Finally picking him up there, but a shutdown does go over to Death Rouge. Wrexham finally going down 6-1-6, but the bot lane inner turret, I should say, is going to go down. 17-6 is the score. 4 turrets to 0. 10K spread in favor of the University of Kentucky Wildcats.
Yeah, a little bit messy, a little bit crazy from Wrexham, but I mean, these types of decisions, they're not really getting them too much of an advantage, but they are still making the plays at least on the side of some of these strange engages, strange dives. But might just be a little bit of fun coming through from University of Kentucky. Nonetheless, they are still crushing this game. 9,000 gold, almost 10 in the lead. Just a few hundred shy of making it 10,000, in fact. They'll probably get that with some farm that is going to be flowing into their hands pretty shortly here. This Baron, this is in the realm of viability for them. This is something they have that Duluth has to really be worried about, I feel. In the last game, they only had a 3,000 gold lead at around this time, and it wasn't really a risk until they got picks, but with the potential, with all of the extra damage that University of Kentucky has over their opponents here, they're not going to have too much of, they're not going to be taking too much of a risk to really try and go for that Baron if they want it. And that Zayax even flashing as well, just away from a regular Bola. Risk, he felt like his life was at risk there, and very well may have been, but here's an engage in the mid.
Yeah, speaking of life being at risk, they hear the Ringard chant or Ringard growl, and the entirety of Duluth decide to back up. There is a shockwave coming out from Pablo, it's answered by the Pyroclasm. Pablo, you need to get out of the ring, bro! He actually dies due to the ring from Cold Eye, but now Xylo, he's going to go down pretty soon here. Double kill picked up for Death Rouge. He picks up pick as well from the top lane. Now Liger, he's trying to back off here. Wrexham doing a great job in staying alive once again. Curtain Call is not up this time around to pick off anybody, and now Cold Eye, he's going to go down. That's a shutdown going over to Death Rouge once again. He just picked up 3 kills in that team fight. That's not how you need these team fights to go if you're University of Kentucky Wildcats. This game is not completely won, and when you feed a champion like Brand, he can carry with the mass amount of power. If you can bottleneck the enemy team into the jungle and throw your Pyroclasm and Conflagration down, there's enough of his passive to completely blow up the enemy team. But Wrexham, he is going to get quite a bit of damage put onto him, but not enough to blow him up completely. Make him think twice about going in front of a Brand, though.
Yeah, definitely. Oh, big teleport coming in here from Pick.
Yeah, Pick is there. Snowcane has no mana to do anything with, and there is Death Rouge actually going down as well. Liger picking off that one with the thrill of the hunt, and that might be Baron going over to the University of Kentucky Wildcats.
Yeah, Zayax is not on the right side of the map, and University of Kentucky, they don't really know. But I don't feel like they don't really care here. They're willing to take the 50-50. Liger has not shown any signs of slipping up on these smites so far this series. They're very much confident. Yeah, Zayax not even going to try to move up this direction. He's just content with farming the bottom lane. He doesn't think he's going to be able to participate in this Baron take anyway. Sure enough, that is a clean smite over to University of Kentucky Wildcats, and they are in the driver's seat for this game through and through. 12,000 gold in the lead, or about 11,000 actually.
And they are on their way to face Maryville. They have to close this game number 2 out.
Yeah, they need to stop making the they need to stop going for that fight that they ended up in before, where they lost multiple people to the Brand.
Yeah, they need to stop getting cocky is essentially what they need to do.
Basically, yeah. I mean, as soon as they made that mistake, they bounced back got two picks in return, and then got the Baron off of the back of it. And that is going to be the real major hit to Duluth and being able to come back in this game, is that, yeah, you can get 2-3 kills, great. Wildcats are getting a bit cocky. You can punish that, fantastic, but you're not getting objectives off of it, so this game is no closer to being in your hands in the end. And meanwhile, the Wildcats, they turn around after losing 3, they take 2, and then go for the Baron, and they get that. And now they're going to get turrets with that Baron as well. And they're looking to break the base open at 25 minutes in. They have a huge wave here, so many casters, and they just want to dive.
Yeah, looks like they're going to do that. Pick is thrown out to the back. That is the big front line down for the Wildcats. And Death Rouge, he gets jumped on even through the exhaust, still goes down. Death Rouge, that is a huge amount of power down. The Pyroclasm was not used either. And now Pick is back into the mix here. They're just waiting on another turret, another wave of empowered minions to bash down this inhibitor turret. It is almost down. One more wave will do it. That is the base being blown open here. Now the inhibitor is going down as well. Being more calculated, not being near as cocky. You cannot be cocky against a team like Maryville if you go and face them. You have to be calculated the entire time, because Maryville will punish you 100% for it. Zyx, he goes down. Now Kripal going down as well. Double kill for Wrexham. Last year, this may be the game. Triple game, a triple kill, I should say. Going over to Wrexham. Death Rouge, he is up. Does have Pyroclasm up still. And there it is. There's a flash and a Pyroclasm blown, but it's too little, too late. Inhibitor turret, Nexus turret, I should say, number 1 going down. Snowcane, the only one left alive. University of Kentucky Wildcats, they are going to take the best of 3 in game number 2 to go and advance to face Maryville University. This is going to be them closing it out. Nexus goes down. Congratulations to the UK Wildcats.
Incredibly decisive series from them overall. I believe they had about 13 deaths in total across 2 games, and I mean, that's considering the fact that they didn't really feel like they were quite close to a perfect game in game number 1, although it was incredibly decisive. And considering this game where they had a few fights where they got too cocky, they went a bit too far, and they had some questionable decision making, that's still a great stat line for them, and they still close this game out faster than the last one. So incredible showing from them overall. They're very decisive and make proactive decisions when they detect that they have a lead, and that is a fantastic feature to have as a team if you want to go far.
Yeah, very much so. But again, they cannot afford to be cocky when they go against Maryville. But we'll see that at another time. That is it for tonight for the CSL. That is it for the tonight for the casters. My name is Joshua Pecas Quest. I am here with Blaster Boy. Thank you for joining us. I want to give another shout out, one last quick shout out to our sponsors, Band Gaming, Azus, and of course Twitch. I believe we're also still hiring a social media manager. Head over to csl.com for more information. Send us your application and try to get your foot in the door in esports if that's your passion. It'll be a nice way to start. And again, have a good night on behalf of CSL. Thank you for joining us, and it's been great. We'll see you guys, I believe, on Monday. Actually, no, I'll see you tomorrow for the ULoL Weekly as we talk about bracketology at 7 p.m. Eastern Time, 4 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. That's my plug for my own self. Thank you very much. Have a good night, guys.
Ben, Sam, and Ken are on separate journeys to defeat the menacing Vile Dragon. But let's just say luck isn't on their side. If only there was a way for them to find each other and band together. Well, that's why there's Band. It's a mobile app that allows people to come together using common interests. With Band, you can find fellow gamers, chat, schedule gaming sessions, and conduct polls. Stage epic battles with friends while sharing videos and photos along the way. So try Band today. Band. Be together.